translation, but really like freak it out, you know?
Oh, too right. And vice versa. Could you imagine doing some of our autoerotics and then throwing them in Lost in Translation?
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
Oh, man.
We could do it for the Big Four.
Fork it up! Something that's not going to enter the Big Four, though, Pasty, is TLC, WWE's latest pay-per-view. Their last pay-per-view of the year. They went out more with a whimper than a roar. I'm assuming. Didn't watch it. Not going to claim I know.
Well, the pay-per-view it started with a roar. It was solid. I'd say the first half of the show was very solid.
Which isn't bad, but you want to keep that up if that's how you're starting the pace, right?
Right, yeah.
Ooh.
So we kicked it off with the pre-show. Humberto Carrillo defeating Andrade. And this was a very physical matchup between two competitors who should probably just get the hell out of WWE before they become husks of what they are right now.
So I'm curious, though, Pasty. So the pre-show has one match on it. We're used to it having 2 or 3.
Yes.
Do they have less of a pre-show? Did they have a lot of talk and a lot of preview? What's the deal here with there being the one match?
It was a lot of talk and promo packages. You know,
see, I don't mind that. I'm okay with it being a lot of talk and promo.
Yeah.
And maybe one match between two people that I guess WWE doesn't seem as main eventers. I would argue Andrade is definitely a main eventer, but I get it. This is okay. If this is how they continued to do it, I'd be all right with that.
Uh-huh. You know, I like this match a lot. This match had great pacing and ring work from both competitors. At one point, Carrillo was hitting Andrade with a flurry of knees and kicks and busted Andrade's left eye socket open.
Ooh.
Yeah, there was a decent amount of blood through the rest of the match. Another series of strikes saw massive welts showing on Andrade's ribcage. It was definitely a physical matchup. Carrillo won with a reverse Hurricane Rana and then followed it up with a moonsault.
Nice.
Yes. Not bad for a pre-show match. Probably could have made main card drop Corbin and Roman Reigns off.
Drop the TLC match.
Yeah. I mean,
that's WWE.
Then we moved on to the main card, which started off strong with the ladder match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, seeing New Day, represented by Big E and Kofi Kingston, defeating the Revival. Ooh, this was a lot of fun. This could have been, I would almost categorize this as a classic SmackDown or a TLC Tag Team Ladder Match Championship match. While battling at ringside, about halfway through this match, Dash and Dawson
that's easy for you to say, buddy.
Double Irish whip Kofi towards the ladder, laying on its side on the ring apron. But Kofi jumped, flipping over the ladder and through the middle rope, which was amazing to see. But what was more amazing is he landed on his feet, bounced off the ropes on the other side, comes back and goes for a baseball slide. But just in time, the Revival lift the ladder and crush Kofi multiple times with it on his way out, crushing and immediately stopping his momentum. It was a very great fluid spot and highlight of the match in my book. One of many. Later, the Revival hit Kofi with a shatter machine off damn near the top of the ladder.
That sounds like one that I want to watch.
Yeah, no, this is, I mean, you couldn't go wrong building into this. This was your quintessential tag team ladder match, and it's definitely worth a watch. With too many big spots to count at the finish, and amazing work from two of the best tag teams in WWE today. Highly recommend it. It's the first match on the pay-per-view. You can't go wrong turning it on.
So this really hurts me to read what I've read recently, which may all just be rumor and innuendo, as Bruce Pritchard likes to say, that they're planning on changing the Revival into a comedy act. Hearing what you just said, they just proved themselves to be an amazing workhorses.
Yeah, it was a fantastic match.
I hope that's just all rumor and innuendo and bullshit.
No, I think Dawson tripped up coming out doing his entrance, and Vince made a big joke out of it like he did with Titus World Slide. I don't think it's any different than that. I don't think it's going to be a gimmick. Although if they are looking to leave
Titus
the company,
World Slide turned into a comedy match.
Yeah, but only for a little while.
That's what Titus became. Well, then he was gone.
Right.
So, is he still there?
He's there, yeah.
I don't know what he does.
Well, he does all the charity work for WWE. That's all he does is charity stuff and main event.
Yeah, that's true. But we don't want the revival to be that. We don't want that. I don't want it.
Well, something else we didn't want was this next match to be relegated to the pre-show, and thank God they didn't do it. This, of course, I'm talking about Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy. Aleister Black winning. This was a spectacular match. On the same level or even better than the ladder match I just discussed. If you're a fan of psychology, scouting your opponent, and great chain wrestling like I am, you'll be asking for seconds after this match, where the first strike connecting happened more than a few minutes in. Lots of well-scouted chain wrestling, reversals, and counters. Partway into the match, Aleister goes for a punt kick off the ring apron to Murphy while he's standing at ringside. But Buddy catches his foot and uses the momentum to rocket Black's face right off the top of the ring post. Black drops to the floor and Murphy slams his head onto the steel stairs somewhere within the spot, busting open Black's nose pretty badly, possibly broken. There was quite a bit of blood, but also his beard and mustache ate a lot of it. Which now means that both men tied to Zelina Vega have bled during this pay-per-view.
Right?
Don't know if there's more to that, but I'm definitely keeping tabs from this point going forward.
There's something up with that.
Despite that, and Murphy remaining a dominant force throughout the rest of the match, Black survives a series of kicks and knees to the head and a rolling spine buster attempted finish. Going into another back and forth striking series until Black catches Murphy out of nowhere with a black mass for the win. This match was everything you'd expect from these two men, and I highly recommend watching this one.
Nice.
Yes.
That'd be, you know what, maybe I'll just watch the first two matches of this pay-per-view.
Honestly, for you, I'd say watch the first two and you could probably go from there.
All right. I do want to watch the main event, I'm not going to lie, for different reasons, but yeah.
Well, see, I only got through the first 5 and fell asleep, but after waking up and hearing the results of the rest of the show, I'm kind of glad I didn't stay awake.
Right.
Fell asleep right at the beginning of Lashley Rusev, and it was probably the match I was most excited going into just because I love the stupid shit. But next we had the Raw Tag Team Championships. No stipulation except for the Viking Raiders having an open challenge, which was answered by the OC, Gallows and Anderson. And the first note I have on this match is meh.
There you go.
First thing I noticed is 4 fans are sitting at a table at ringside, each with their own big bucket of KFC and sides. Yep, this is the kind of seriousness you put into your tag team division. Sad. Though WWE never takes Gallows seriously, he holds his own against both members of the Raid for a good chunk of this match. The match did end in a double countout, which was stupid. And post-match, the OC tried to put Eric through the KFC table. Obviously why it was there in the first place. But the Viking Raiders counter and put Anderson through the table instead. That's all I have to say about it. It was dumb.
Yeah, that sounds not great.
And then we had the TLC match, where King Corbin defeated Roman Reigns and gave me a nice point I needed to tie things up. Baron Corbin came out to the ring on a platform carried by 4 men with a throne on it, you know. But there was a curtain hanging below it, obviously hiding somebody or something.
Who could be there?
Right off the bat. Roman used the kendo stick in the TLC match and doesn't get disqualified. It's a TLC match. I don't think you should be able to use a kendo stick. The rules are very explicit: tables, ladders, and chairs only.
Yeah.
But Michael Cole says he's teeing off on his security like the Minnesota Twins. But the Minnesota Twins don't play golf or t-ball.
Yeah, I think you're right. Teeing off like the Minnesota Twins does not compute.
Unless, he's just because he's swinging something that vaguely resembles a baseball bat, but that's fucking dumb. It's just dumb. Dumb as this match was.
But then you still don't use teeing off as the phrase.
Right.
Dumbass.
And the match was basically Roman Reigns versus King Corbin's Chariot Carriers, King Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, The Revival, and about 20 members of King Corbin's private security. So yeah, there's that. King Corbin wins the match. It was dumb.
Wow. I didn't know he had his own private security.
Yeah, he hired private security on Raw or SmackDown or whatever the fuck show they're on, to keep Roman Reigns out of the arena, and Roman Reigns went around to each security post and took out each group of security just to fuck with Corbin. It was dumb. It's all dumb. And then we get into what I am assuming is the last glimmer of hope for this pay-per-view, and that was Bray Wyatt defeating The Miz as Bray Wyatt, not The Fiend. And my synopsis of this match is as follows. As the match begins, Bray tells Miz, take it easy. But Miz attacks him with a flurry of kicks and punches. Bray stands up in the corner and responds with, now you got that out of your system, pal? Miz comes with another flurry. At some point in the match, Bray starts laughing. Not showing the pain, but not defending himself in the slightest either. Miz wrenched on Bray's arm, pulling it back in an attempt to snap it. Bray laughs and begs him to do it. Break my arm. Break it. And then rolls out of the ring and uses the barricade to relocate his arm after the move. After being thrown around the ringside area, Bray finally hits Miz with his sister Abigail and begs him to stop. But Miz attempts to defy him continue. Bray hits another sister Abigail and pins Miz for the win. But looks sad about it, almost crying, saying to the Miz, I'm sorry, I love you. Bray aggressively snatched his championship from the referee as the Fiend popped up on the Titantron. Bray stared into the Fiend's eyes for quite a long while and says, okay, I'll do it. And he rolled out of the ring, throwing up the ring canvas, pulls out his giant mallet, and as he's about to crush the Miz's head, the arena lights start to flicker and go out, and the familiar Fiend attack noises start to play. Bray gets excited and says, he's here! He's coming! And a figure in a red hoodie in the corner of the ring delivers a flying knee to Bray. It's Daniel Bryan. He's back with short hair and a short beard. Welcome
the American
to 2010,
Dragon!
Everybody! It's pretty great. I liked it. The end was good. The match was fun. It wasn't, the best.
I gotta admit, I didn't watch the match, but when I first seen that DB brought back the American Dragon gimmick, I marked out. I would love for him to start going by, and with the whole Bray Wyatt thing and everything's kind of backwards or whatever, I think it'd be awesome for him to start going by Bryan Danielson.
Mm-hmm. What I think would be super awesome is if now that he's back and he's his old self, he fights the Fiend again and gets beat and then comes back 2 days later with a beard and long hair.
That's not cool.
It would be funny as hell, though.
It would be funny. I'm in love with American Dragon Daniel Bryan. So,
it's super cool to see him back and in this form. It's gonna be a lot of fun going forward.
I think it will. I think it's cool that it happened. I think did they mention anything? Did they explain why it's Bray and not the Fiend, or are we just accepting it?
I'm assuming it's just because the Fiend is after the people who have wronged Bray in the past, and I don't think.
I mean, have we seen Bray without the Fiend? Have we seen Bray